K is secure. And we're going to start with the Union. It's their turn. And we're going to go with following steps. Sequence of activities, which is the movement phase. The command determination segment, where who's going to be the primary commander. And I have chosen Reynolds to be the primary commander. So Buford is no longer primary commander. I'm going to give it to Reynolds. He's now primary commander. During this segment, I go to reinforcements. Back that up a little bit. And for 8 o'clock, we got Meredith, Cutler, and Wainwright Hall Battery. And their strength at entry is 18. So we'll start with Meredith. Well, he's originally part of the Iron Brigade, and he is his experience level and strength is black experience 19, but on entry he is 18. So we got what you do, and I had a very long thought and study about this. Sooner or later, you're going to have to go back to his original 19, even though at the entry he starts off at 18. So we will go and honor the entry time. The rules say that the reason why they get reduced like that, or even strengthened up for that matter, at entry is the whole totality of the condition of the men at that time when they entered. So some were weakened, some just got fed, some were strengthened. It's just what the designer calculated. So with 18, here's Meredith. And Cutler, which is coming up, is seasoned 21. But again, I'll have to go 18, which is pretty much twins, almost. I took the original number, which is 21, and I broke it down. This is what I got. And then I know that when he enters the board, he will be forced to use 18, which is the lesser number. Meredith 19, I honored 19, and when he enters the board, he will be considered 18 at entry. And of course we have Wainwright Hall's battery. Now at entry, which will be the Pittsburgh Road, they are still quite a ways away from the primary commander. So they're going to have to use combat allotment table, activity allotment table, and we're going to do that. Okay, so let's go for who gets in there first. That would be Meredith. So in column, that should say infantry and cavalry in column. I have to roll the die, cross index, and find out how many spaces they can move. Check the modifiers. Brigades not under the primary commander nor moving as reinforcements must utilize this table. Well, at this time they are not under the primary commander as to get his influence, but they will soon belong to the primary commander. And they are moving as reinforcements, so this is ignored. -1 to die roll if the brigade is moving independently, and it is. -2 to the die roll if the brigade has been named to attack. It has not. So we're going to go with -1 to the die roll. So let's roll a die for Meredith here. 3 -1 gives us a 2. They can move 4. So I'm going to move them 4. Road movement is 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is Meredith. And that's the best I can do right now. The rules say that if you run out of activity points or because of the command situation, you cannot carry out your activity, and in this case I cannot carry out the activity of getting this these 2 brigades on board at Emmitsburg Road. I can save on my next turn the activity points for the other brigade. So I will take that advantage. And I will roll the dice. Got a 6. And of course that's -1, so that'll be 5. And that'll give me 6. So next time it's the Union's turn, not only do I get to move 6, but I get to re-roll on the activity allotment table and use whatever I get. I think that's how it works. After the command determination segment, I go to the primary movement segment. Any and all units within the range, authority, and command and coordination limit of the chosen primary commander may move a number of hexes. Well, I already did that. And it wasn't to be, so I ignore the primary movement segment. Charlie, brigade movement segment. Each brigade whose activity for the turn is being determined individually. Okay, I've done that. Phasing player rolls one die, consults the activity allotment table for the maximum activity. Yep, I've done that. Now the command movement segment. All units within the range, authority, and command don't have that, so I ignore it. Artillery fire phase. Well, I've got artillery, but there is no artillery fire, there is no combat phase, there is no assault phase for this brigade. That focuses on BUFORD now. Now we go to the next brigade. Before I select the primary commander, it's no longer BUFORD. That means we go to primary movement segment. They don't qualify. We go to the brigade movement segment. For each brigade whose activity for the turn is being determined individually, roll the die, check the allotment table. I'm not going to move. At least not with that. Command movement segment, all units don't have that. So I'm going to blow this up, let you see real quick. Let's see what we get. As I said before, I'm not going to move, but I am going to deal with this battle. Now, I don't have to fire. BUFORD is in a defensive position, so I choose not to fire. However, what I do want to do, since I am in the defensive position, I get to redistribute and move my counters, where my attacker does not get to do that. Now, if I fired, then the attacker can redistribute his numbers, the way I understand the rules. So since I'm defender, and I am the phasing player at this time, I have to strengthen up these to make it 8 again, because they've been whittled down to 5. So what I will do is sweat. I will take this 8 and I will put it there. take this, give it its 8, then we'll reduce that to 2. I will keep my flank protected. Okay, looks a little bit better. And of course these are 8, this is 8. They just have an excess of 4, and this one has an excess of 3. Now the other thing I can do is I can make a defender's assault, but I'm not going to do that because none of the CSA line is weakened. And my assault would be foolish and wouldn't work. That is all the Union's going to do. All right. Keep gaming.